coming in hot with that last episode of the year, y'all.
Okay, so we just wanted to have a little prequel like we've been doing. We talk about this in the episode at the end when I suddenly realize it's our last episode.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So you and I have been having some conversations the last couple years. I mean, sorry.
Oh my God, not this starting like a divorce conversation. Oh my God.
Okay, kids.
Trigger warning for me. No, I'm just kidding.
No. It's not bad. So you and I have been having conversations the last couple months.
Yeah.
And let's just like backstory of the pod. We started this in 2020 during literally the launch of the pandemic.
Yeah, we launched April 1st. COVID launched March, whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
March 31st. Like it was the same week.
Yeah, so we did that.
And we had a lot to talk about. We had just met. You and I were still pretty early in our businesses.
Babies.
Little babes. Baby designers. And we just were craving connection and we were looking for it. And we didn't have it, I don't think, previously in the industry. So tons to talk about. We changed the format on and off like a couple through the years. 2021, you were really overwhelmed.
Yeah, personally and professionally. Like I feel like a lot of us professionally were busy. That was like
the
peak of
height. Yeah.
The height of growth for our industry for a while. And then also like my dad was sick and I had to stop and like quit the podcast. And then we focused on rebuilding the show around something that was more sustainable for us economically, but also like literally more sustainable, that we could keep up with it more.
Because we were doing
despite how busy our businesses were getting.
Yeah. Like I was editing, we were balls to the wall like every week. I think they were weekly episodes then too.
Yeah, we had started doing that. And then we went to bi-weekly.
So when you came back, we set a goal of like the podcast has to sustain itself. We have to be able to hire help, and that requires some sort of money. So we figured out a little bit of way to help that. Yes. Thank you. But no one's getting rich here. We did not get nominated for a Golden Globe.
I mean, there are definitely podcasts that get rich. It's just not. It's not every podcast you see.
Highly niche industry audience.
Yes.
Which is okay. You are our people. So 2024, I had a little bit of a...
You had a rough year. You had a busy year. There was a lot of change for you too, and finding how Stella got her groove back kind of vibe.
I was questioning. Yeah. And just not... Yeah, I don't know. I think it was like a pandemic come down and just not like feeling great in my business either.
And then this year was me for that.
Yes, we persevered. And then you had a lot of personal stuff happen this year.
Yeah. And like rethinking again around my business. It's the same idea. Like, oh, this ship has been built for a while. What do I like? What do I don't like? What do I want to cast off? Where I'm, and the same thing happened in the podcast for both of us, I think. Like, our businesses had to get to new growth for our companies, but then the podcast also is in a different phase where it's built and it's operating and it's here and we've got all of it. But maybe some of our fun got zapped a little bit.
Yeah, we programmed the shit out of it for just behind the scenes. Hopefully you guys don't feel that. But we have help, we have editors, we have a great assistant, Sarah, thank you.
And a pretty robust like production calendar schedule, and like it is very much like you didn't do this on Monday, we need it by Wednesday. Like there's definitely like some reliability that's built in, which is reassuring, and I think that allows you and I to sometimes have there are sometimes whole days or weeks, hotties, where because we're busy in our businesses, we have to shut off other things we're doing, and we're like, this is my crazy week. We let Sarah and we kind of try to delegate to each other so we can do that, but it's not fun to do that.
And we batch. So like when I had my crazy September, October, like we front loaded a lot of the episodes and batch stuff. And I just don't, I mean, that needed to happen, but I don't like the asynchronous stuff. Like, I know we allude to time and what you're hearing and what
you will always hear Rebecca talk about her time dysmorphia. Always.
It's my existential crisis. But
I get it, and I've learned over the years too. I'm like, okay, got to give her a reminder of when this publishes and like how does this fit into the timeline, and it's very like multiverse of madness. It really is. Yeah,
it is, and it's like, and that's why we started doing these cold opens so we could have like a real-time update for you guys, because it just was too hard to plan in advance. And I just like authenticity is really obviously the buzzword of the millennium. I like that it's real, and my podcast that I listen to, I like because they're friends having conversations and arguments in real time. Like I can kind of like follow their progress of life and parasocially experience it with them.
And the like last week on Renstead Interiors, and then you get to find out that the other half of the cliffhanger in the next episode, and you're not waiting a month for that.
We're recording out of order, and we have guest episodes plopped in the middle that have to like not be timely. So I kind of started pitching Shaun this idea of changing the format of the show for 2026.
Then I also got really excited. Usually you guys know that I start to like freak out when something changes on me, because that's how I am of like all change. I first have initial freak out,
and you have to analyze and question.
Then I go into strategy mode, and then but the fun part was, do you want to tell them what your idea is and that we're going to be doing? Sorry guys.
So we're going to
lead here.
Like, well, it started because we were trying to think of topic ideas, and
yeah,
I just am like overthinking about topic ideas. You guys, like, we've talked about everything, but everything's also always changing, and
you like a different perspective frequently. Like, we like to question stuff, and we do that with guests, and we don't claim to have the right answer. I don't know what I'm going to want to
talk about in 3 weeks. Like, I don't know what's going to be on the top of my mind, and I'm not trying to be out here being an expert on interior design and or business. I have some ideas, and hopefully it can be helpful to some of you sometimes, but I don't want to be an expert on everything or try to like flex as one. And there's so many experts in our field and industry doing podcasts that they know what they're talking about and are confident doing it. So,
and a lot of them are doing like workshops or coaching,
and it's their full-time job,
or their whole business is marketing or SEO or whatever. Like, that makes sense for them. They're going to do that the whole time, because they get on a podcast and record it, and then they log off, and their whole business is also that same thing. For us,
but
it's not the
also
same thing.
Feeding their business, because it's like a marketing strategy, which makes sense because you guys are their, like, designers are their clients,
audience,
customers.
Yeah.
Our customers are homeowners, so there aren't a lot of. I know there are actually some that listen, but hi guys, but not a lot. So I've never gotten a client from the show. Have you?
No, me neither.
No. So
I've gotten some fringe benefits from the industry.
Yeah,
but not from my clients.
No. So I just pitched like, okay, what if we have no topics? And we just do what we do best, which is talk shit to each other.
Yes. Because we do get feedback that those are like the episodes everyone enjoys are like Just Stop and our mixed bag episodes and our Patreon episodes, where there's a lot more like real behind the scenes and that kind of stuff. And it's usually, what's nice about our Patreon is oftentimes it is very like, it's coming out immediately. Usually within like a week. So our thought is doing these no topic episodes where we're able to catch up more frequently with each other, and we're moving to weekly in the new year.
You just said it.
Okay, we're going to weekly publishing. We'll still be on Fridays, and what we're trying to do is, in the past we would record an episode and then like 2 weeks later from that would be a guest, and we don't talk with the guest about the stuff that we had going on before our episode or anything like that usually. And we really want to start inviting guests into these conversations we're having. And instead of them all coming in and talking about like a 60-minute discussion mostly focused on them, we want them to get into the gossip with us. We want them to talk about new spaces that they saw that inspired them. We want them to maybe drop a hot take here or there and join us in those conversations. So it's not just you and I doing that every week.
Debate how they feel about Kendall Jenner's new house.
Yes.
So I am really excited about that. We're kind of thinking of it like a little bit of a morning chat show where we have through line conversations that we're picking up every week. And yeah, guests will occasionally pop in. And it'll just be more timely, more what's in our heads this week. And I don't know, hopefully can follow along on some drama if it happens.
Or just like more timely. There's a lot of stuff that we don't bring up because we don't know when we'll get to talk about it again. I feel like there's going to be more of that. Additionally, there's a lot of stuff that gets like sort of left behind because we have a topic we need to stay focused on. And so we don't divert too much. And we've lost some of that, which was fun for us to talk about. Like, I don't even know what TV shows you're watching sometimes. Like, we used to really keep up on them a lot.
And we haven't been talking as much, I feel like, the last few months.
Because it's all episodes and travel and work and
not on purpose, but I think having weekly catch-ups, we're gonna be actually having real-time conversations about something that we haven't previously already explored. So
surprises are in store.
Yeah, like I'll be updating you because this will be our time to talk. So
I'm looking forward to it.
Hopefully,
I think
you guys
it's gonna be fun.
Love this idea.
And we'll be starting in February because we're taking a holiday break, which we talk about again later in the episode. But just to let you all know, we're not disappearing, but we're going to take some time for us to refresh ourselves and enjoy the holiday season and the start of the year and getting our businesses underway. And then we'll be back in February with some fresh episodes for you.
Freshy fresh. Okay. Would love your thoughts and feedback.
Yeah. So thanks for being with us, hotties, and thanks for coming on this next, HYDC version, whatever this is, that's coming up next for 2026.
That's right. Okay. Now on to the show.
Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun Surha, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young,
but we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club.
Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
I feel like it's been a while.
We say that every time.
I know, but I think we took a recording break kind of, or I don't know. This doesn't matter to the listeners because we show up every 2 weeks to them.
The real life timelines, but we are both of us full on like head down in end of year preparations.
Wrap it up. Let's wrap it up.
Yep. Everything after like December, I don't know, just becomes let's loop back in January. Let's loop back in January because nothing else is. Unless we're already in the middle of something, there's no room. Like, has to wait.
It's done. Yeah.
And yeah.
I've been trying to do that since December 1st or
like just offload.
November 1st almost. But yeah, just try to, because I know I'm going to stuff things in. Yeah. Like current client stuff that I want to like get enough forward momentum to like be able to take a break. Yeah, I don't want to think about anything new for a while.
Yeah. I have a client who looped back to me that I worked with in the past, and they reached out. This is like before Thanksgiving. And I'm just like laying groundwork, putting together stuff, and then now I have to apply a schedule to what I think I'm going to do for them. And I'm like, wait, really? Like, the third week of January, like, or further, like potentially further. Like,
yeah.
That seems far, but it's not, because we're about to enter a time warp, and before we know it, it's going to be 2026. So that's why we're here talking mostly.
Yeah, I'm never prepared for this conversation that we have every year. So I do a little retreat, and I've been doing it. I guess this will be my third year consistently doing it, like a couple days before New Year's.
Yeah.
So I booked another one to like use my Amex Hilton credit to BH.
Smart.
Yeah, so I booked 3 nights just locally. It's really like between Christmas and New Year's. And that's when I like really go through all of my stats and like month by month, like everything that I did.
Right.
Because I just can't like get the time to do it until then. But yeah, I like a little look back.
So a look back on 2025.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
we're talking about today, right?
Yeah. Where do we start?
Like, neither of us really want to look back at it.
Well, I mean, look, this is like my full disclosure is like to our hotties is I called Rebecca before we were going to do this episode, and I was like, I don't feel like I've really made as much progress as I thought on a lot of my business goals this year. And then, like a true friend, she's like, that's probably not true. So
And that is exactly why you have to do it. Like, I don't feel like I did either. I don't really want to look back. Like, I don't know. I just want to like keep it moving, but that's not great. Like, yes, we got to keep it moving, but you just have to like integrate it.
Correct.
Because like you don't integrate things necessarily as they're happening. And especially when you're busy and distracted and overwhelmed, like it's not like, I don't know, coming into you unless you sit and like digest it properly. And you need a little distance to do that.
Right. Yeah. So here's one thing I would say. I had a nutty year of just a lot of personal work and getting my divorce settled, or, selling my home. I mean, it really did take the better course of the year. And during all that time, I just tried to keep my head down working on my business. And I feel like just working on getting stuff done, but not necessarily trying to change too much about what is my ship that I've built over the last 8 years, because thank God it was able to like handle and operate this year when I needed more time for myself, my family, my personal life. And so I didn't feel like I made...
Which isn't nothing.
It's not nothing at all. Like that was it's a huge part of this year that it was like most other people might have needed to take some leave of absence or would have run out of PTO. Like, thank God I run my own business. So that way, when I needed to leave early or have a call with an attorney, like I'm not running off to a break room.
Like that's not another stress.
Yeah, I don't have to like beg my boss, like, can I take a longer lunch? I need to call my attorney. Like, I'm so grateful that I didn't have to manage that. But at the same time, I also had to manage a fully operating business with clients and projects.
You had no PTO. Yeah.
There was no such thing as like as much time off. And then when I did have actual time off, I'm tired, like needing rest. So this year was like a lot.
Well, let's get into it, because I do think there's probably learnings from that of like how to make our businesses resilient for those times, and what did work for you and what didn't.
Yeah.
So, in case you're new here, welcome. But the last few years, what we do is we set goals for the new year, and then at the end of the year, we look back at those goals and laugh at ourselves. No, but just again, like, let's like see what actually happened. Because I think we're always making incremental growth, even if we don't feel like we were on the cover of a magazine or something. Like that's not what means growth. Like, it's small little steps. So yeah, so episode 138, I believe, was our goal setting for 2025. Yes. So yeah, let's look back at what we talked about.
Okay. I'll start first. One of my goals in that episode was to improve the way I qualify my leads before discovery calls, because in 2024, I was trying to reduce the amount of like non-converting leads, of just like doing a better job qualifying the people and the tire kicking. And so they are naturally like selecting out. And I said, oh, I want to do more resources on my website and set expectations. And I didn't change anything about that. I shouldn't say anything, but I did not add more blog posts or education or resources or anything like that. But there are a couple things that I noticed in this process. So as we were getting started.
What did you do? Yeah.
Like this. So let's compare it. In 2024, I had 25 discovery meetings and I had 12 in-home consultations. And this is so talk about business resiliency. 2025, this year, I had 27 discovery meetings and 12 in-home consultations.
So pretty consistent.
Which, hey, I'll take it.
Did it feel slower?
It feels like the size, and I can say this even not just it feels, the size and the complexity of my projects in general are smaller and lesser. Like fewer large-scale remodel projects were on my deck this year, more decorating, some extra designer on call clients that I was like, hey, this will pay my attorney. So like that kind of stuff, I had those, but having that, like seeing it year over year be the same, I would have said if I hadn't looked at the numbers that it was less, and it wasn't. So that is equal parts reassuring. And I would say related to the like clients not knowing they're not qualified, I think this was a really crappy year, because how do you keep up on the tariffs and the construction pricing and all of that? I feel like this year would have been like a futile effort to try to hold that line, because things were changing so dramatically fast thanks to tariffs and all of the things, the news cycle and everything else.
Yeah, I think it definitely like pinched the middle class, like the regular people, for sure. I feel like we're seeing that. I don't have all my data yet because, again, I haven't processed it all yet, but I did a lot more designer on calls.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm not mad at my designer on calls.
No, I'm not either. And I'm not always like excited when I have an appointment, but afterwards I'm always like, okay, I helped those people. Like it took an hour of my time. I did not have to, I don't know, it wasn't a heavy emotional or mental lift.
Right.
Like I had to prepare.
Yeah. I do think that why do you think you would complain about them? Or like, what's your like hang up on them?
Why do I like dread every time I have one?
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's not the people. Like the people are all.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't offer a proposal to someone to do it if you weren't somewhat intrigued and interested. Yeah.
I just think because they're not going to flex me creatively. Typically, there's people with normal people budgets. So
yeah,
I can't just like throw everything at them. And I know it's not going to get photographed. Like it's not going to be ever finished for me.
For me. Completely agree. I don't have any, and I've not for lack of try. I would say this, like as designer, not for lack of trying. I have tried to get those designer on call projects like over the hill, and it usually stops short. Because I mean, it's just like I do feel like I've spotted, and I do a good job identifying during those discovery calls who is meant to just be a one-time consult or designer on call, where they're retained. So if you're listing designers, hotties who are just joining designer on call is what we call like a prepaid package of time where we do work for them. It's kind of like a series of consultations, and mine I do all remotely. Like they're all on Zoom or phone calls or email. I don't keep going back out to the house. Like I lose so much time.
All remote, but I have made it really clear that I charge for all of my driving time.
Yeah.
And so that takes off like double their time. So
yeah. So I feel like those are helpful to generate revenue. I'm not mad at them, but they're
easy to sell.
Yeah, and just like creatively though, they're less fulfilling because no one ever finishes. Like no one will ever fully realize a room, essentially.
And even if they do, I won't see it, or it won't be realized to the way I would completely style it. Make it camera ready or whatever.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm not happy to have them. Like I am. I wouldn't write proposals and do that. And then every time I finish a session and we get more resources and they're happy and I get photo updates of, oh, look, this new thing got here and it looks so good. Or you were right about the paint color. Like I do love those. I get enjoyment. The dopamine hit of a whole finished project does not compare though. Like that's the hard part. So
no, also just the connection that you get with, I don't know, somebody who you're working with pretty intimately in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done my math on this. I'm sorry, you guys, but I've probably sold at least 10. So that's like 22 grand. Like,
I think I had like 7. Don't quote me, but I think I had like 7 at least that I can think of off the top of my head where some of them renewed multiple times. So that's great. Like, I don't mind. Some of them finish, like they get to where they need to be. And then I have a few that have lagged. And then like there's one of them that went dark on me. We don't need to go down that road, but like, I think she's just busy, has a lot going on. She's just whatever. And designer on call could be annoying for that factor of like, you've prepaid me for my time. And then when are you coming back? So I don't know.
I need to fix it. One thing I do need to fix about them is like I have one right now where she's realized like, oh shit, her time is expiring. And so she's like, I panicked and I booked like 5 in like a month.
Oh my God.
So I keep kind of like pushing her like, okay, let's just give you another month extension so I don't have to meet with you twice a week for the next
she's not gonna execute. She's just gonna like book the time but not actually get all the stuff done. So
I know. And we're like, I mean, she kind of is in a way. Like we're doing her whole house kind of, so there's a lot to do, but
it's like booking a bunch of appointments with your therapist. Like, okay, I'm going to do something really crazy and I booked with you every day this week. And you're like, wait, girl, we need time to process what you've done outside of therapy.
For sure. So I gave her an extension of a month, but still nice a little intense.
Okay. That was my lead quality one that we were talking about. It was just, I don't know if I improved the quality of my leads, but the fact that I was able to like maintain similar momentum does feel good.
Also, if you feel like they were less futile of conversations.
Yeah, like you don't mind converting them. Right.
Yeah, then that is improved, because if you had a lot of like, oh my God, these people have no business talking to a designer conversations, and you had no service for them.
Yeah.
You're less frustrated. So at least like you probably had better conversion rates to something.
Yeah, I think I do feel confident in this year in segmenting what services I will even just offer to someone.
Right.
And I think that makes a difference. Instead of them just looking at like, this sounds good to us, it's me directing I don't have what you're looking for, or, hey, I hear what you want and that service would be right for what you want. Your minimum budget's not there. Like that.
Or here's the secret menu that I want to open up for you right now.
Yeah. So like designer on call and that, like we'll talk about that and other goals. But what about your reflection, your first one?
Okay. So my first one was to get the books fully dialed in.
Oh my God.
I'm sure I went through this in the last episode about how many bookkeepers I've been through in the last 7 years. Too many is the answer. So I did start working with a new bookkeeping team, and we are dialed. Took a little bit.
When did you start working with them? This year?
Pretty much January, yeah. So it's pretty much the whole year.
Yeah.
It took a bit for them to weed through and fix things that I didn't even realize. Like, I knew I wasn't happy with the service I was getting with my last bookkeeping person, but I actually found, I think I must have talked about this more but this year, but I mean, I think they were actually creating like fraudulent work.
Wait, what?
Not fraudulent, but well, on their end, like doing things the hard way to make time so it would take longer. Yeah.
Like padding basically. Like we're just gonna add some extra works, do things the long way, extra entries, like.
Yeah, like, and maybe they have a different philosophy on this, but things like Dubsado, Calendly, for instance, those are like portals, basically, that they capture funds, but they actually transact through Stripe, and then they hit my bank, my checking account. So they were reconciling them each as accounts, which is a lot more work versus just reconciling my checking account. Like, my bookkeeper doesn't care where the money comes from. She just needs to know what the money is.
Yeah, mine will break down the transactions basically after they're in the my account, and then they will document like if the fees, or they'll like split transactions instead of doing each one.
But she doesn't even reconcile Stripe anymore, which I think both of my last bookkeepers did, because Stripe hits my bank account, Right. So she just needs to know what the fees are. Like, she has to go in there sometimes to see the fees and the percentage breakdown or whatever, but she's not actually reconciling that as an account because it's
it's like a pass through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, shit like that. So yeah, they have been great. I was working with the owner for a while until we kind of got to a point of like 2024 being cut up and fixed. And now I have my own kind of, I guess, account lead manager or whatever. She's my bookkeeper.
Right.
I set up a monthly meeting with her. So every month, the second week of the month, we meet and go over things, like trickier things or things that I haven't gotten back to her on. We have a really great system where she has this shared Google Sheet doc with me with a tab of all of my accounts, and she'll just put questions instead of, I don't have to send her anything every month. It's more of like they're proactive. So and she recognizes most of the monthly transactions. So it's just weird. What was this Amazon purchase? Or,
oh yeah, that makes sense.
What is this for travel? I saw you were in High Point. And we can just make notes back and forth until she can clear it. Or it'll be also reminders of like, hey, you need to enter this consultation item in Studio. So it becomes like a little bit of a to-do list for me. And then they also catch things like, oh, by the way, California cities change their sales tax a lot and without announcement. So she's following that and caught like one of my clients actually did change, and I had to go back and fix that. So 1099s are always being managed in real time.
And they're managing your sales tax.
Oh, yeah.
And all that. Yeah. And so your goal, I remember you were talking about like, I mean, I've been with you throughout this journey, but a big thing for you was like to feel like it was more proactive than reactive on your bookkeeping. Do you feel like you are closer to that proactive side than you were before?
Yes. I still don't feel like I know how much money I'm making every month. That's kind of on me. But we had a good talk yesterday of just some strategy things to do, and that's going to be one of my goals next year, is to like, now I feel like we have a good cadence. I also have somebody helping me on my team that's going to help some of it. But I want to pay taxes on time.
In lieu of like being on extension, you mean?
Yeah, we've had to be on extension every year. So
I have for the last like 3 years, I feel like. or 2 at least.
2023,
maybe 3.
I think we paid in October.
Which is the end of the extension period. So,
which is rough. And then 2024, which was this year, was paid in, I think we did it in June. So I feel like we're trending
you're
forward.
trending close to April.
But that was also because they were so backed up on getting my 2023 shit organized. So
yeah,
I feel like we'll be good this year.
Yeah, so to be clear, Rebecca is paying taxes and is in compliance, but she's getting extensions from the IRS,
to
which
be
are
clear,
legitimate.
there are definitely taxes being paid.
Yes. Like the idea though of like, I just remember when I first started working in the bank and I thought it was so weird that people had their taxes on extension. And then nearly everybody who had a business or a complex, like, working in loans and underwriting and compliance for a long time, I just saw that like, oh, this is very common. Like,
well, we have to get, I have to get 3 businesses.
Yes.
Plus my husband's stuff together before I can do ours.
Which means like 3 sets of books have to get closed. And like HYDC has to have its like K1 and all that stuff completed for you to put on your personal taxes. And like, it's just a situation. But to hotties, if you're listening, yes, you can apply for extensions and they're not very hard to get because the IRS is going to get their money one way or another. So
no,
it's not terrible, but it does feel good.
But you don't want to keep backing it up to where then you're like
always behind
or crunched. Like now I'm going to feel like I'm doing taxes every 6 months.
Mm-hmm. But and then the longer you take, like, let's just say 2025, for example, the longer it takes you to finalize 2025, this is how it is for my CPA. It means it takes them longer to start projecting out my estimated tax payments that I make quarterly. So like they need to know where those numbers were in one year to build a forecast for the next year, at least for my situation.
Yeah.
So they can't even predict that until they finish a year. And then
and you're not having data. I mean, that's part of why I'm still not in that quote unquote proactive state, because I don't have part of it is the data to look at. And
I think you and I are both talking about that journey after I got back from Rick's retreat and the Design Biz Survival Guide retreat back in October about cash forecasting. And there was a fractional CFO who was there, Lindsay Head. And that was like the way that she freed so many companies from this like endless cycle was finally getting clarity in your financial reporting of, are you making money every month? If not, why not? And how do we get there? And also, how much do you need to get there? 30, 60, 90, 120 days. And I feel like both you and I have talked about that as something we're trying to like make sure that it is easier for us to see and understand that stuff in the long term.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Know. So I'm going to give that though a check for me on that one. I felt good about it.
Oh, the hard part you already did now. So it
was expensive.
Oh God, I remember that too. Yeah. You had a lot of catch up work to do and fix it work. And unfortunately, I feel like that's part of what makes it hard to start with a new bookkeeper. For what it's worth, I would just say designers asking, we do get a lot of questions about bookkeepers, and sometimes in our Patreon private Facebook group and stuff, people talk about it. My general take is that most designers feel not completely satisfied with their bookkeeping service, that there's more that they want that person doesn't provide, or they need things faster, but that person can't provide them faster. And I just feel like I don't know what the answer is, but there are definitely gaps. And I think you and I have both seen that among bookkeepers. So take it for what it's worth.
Yeah. I would also just say pick your software that you're going to use. So like I use Studio Designer. If you want to stay in QuickBooks or Ivy or whatever, like commit to that, because that is lock and key with who you should partner with for bookkeeping. Like mine only uses Studio Designer, and that's kind of especially for that program. I know you want somebody who's an expert. Right. So switching software and switching bookkeepers, it's just becomes a mess. And people, especially that are just kind of new and starting out, and they're like, oh, that seems like overkill for what I'm doing. If you want to sell furniture, if you know that's one of your goals, maybe you haven't quite done it yet, I would still, it's worth paying a little bit more for a heavier duty software that can handle it than to get something that's too basic and can't handle taking in hundreds of thousands of dollars of furniture proposals, because you can do it. Like, I wasn't doing it 5 years ago, and now I am. But if I wasn't using software as robust as Studio is, it would be a mess.
I'll agree with that. You wouldn't be able to do what you're doing without a complex software program for it.
Yeah, like custom pillows and window treatments. Like, there's a lot of things that you need it to have just more flexibility. So
yeah, I don't know. After a while, you grow out of QuickBooks and all
and
that
maybe
kind
you
of
have
stuff.
a bookkeeper that knows how to hack it for an interior designer. And so I'm not the expert to know that that's not possible, but I just make sure you have an expert that does know how to do it if you're going to commit to that. So that's all I got to say. So,
okay,
hotties, get your books right.
Yeah, makes a big difference. And I'll let you know about the cash forecasting stuff when I know more and figure it out. Okay, the goal that I had at the beginning of the year, my next one was tightening my brand voice and some of my services. And that was kind of built off of like my first goal, which was like improve my qualification of leads going into discovery calls. And then this was kind of like, well, how do I part of the execution of that? So I'm preemptively giving myself a check on this because I did this stuff. I phased out my like to consumer Norwalk Furniture showroom offering. So that I have not put effort and energy into that this year. It was really a cumbersome platform for designers. If you haven't been here very long, hotties, I got my stocking dealer for that when I got my studio space. I met my opening orders. I got my but setting up for something to be direct to consumer was just, Rebecca, you have some space that can still do that, but keeping samples organized and ready, keeping them updated every time they introduce new fabrics, keeping it a broad selection that's not just to what I want to use for my clients, but could be approachable for lots of people. But then the outreach,
that's
the availability,
the easy part. The marketing, and you need a big funnel of people coming in to make one sale.
Right. And I was listed as a dealer on Norwalk's website, and honestly, it's just the consumers that come are only kicking tires. They're mostly doing that, and it takes a lot of work to follow up with them, update proposals. Oh, I want to get another fabric. The sampling of that all takes time too. So for me, it just did not make sense. And so,
well, you also didn't have the will to do any of that.
No kidding. But even before all that, because we were prepping so much of this, like I'm thinking about like going into 2024, or I should say ending 2024, you and I was already thinking of this. So it made sense in 2025 that it was like, no, let's just clear that. I still have
I don't even mean divorce. Like you never, I think you realized pretty quickly you don't want to do that.
There's so much. Yeah. It's just too much energy and effort. So that honestly, not having that option has made things easier. I did get rid of, I talked about in my goal setting last year in episode 138, I talked about getting rid of extra services on my website, which I did. So now I have I have like mini consults that are virtual. So I had like a 60 and a 30. The 30s are no longer visible on my website. I'm really just focusing now on, if someone wants to book virtual consults, they can book only the hour. And then I really don't offer the 30s. It's not worth it. And there weren't many people picking them. It was only past clients for someone I did designer on call who had some more stuff, or like I did an in-home consult that was standalone and then they needed a little more. So it just was time consuming and more administrative work to do all that. So that felt nice to clear that off. am still working on building out my services page to be more robust, but I did get a better services page built out where it's essentially you have full service furnishing and decorating, or like the full service renovation, and then consults only. So that was a goal that cleared some stuff up. And also related to this is like brand messaging, where throughout the year I was making some subtle shifts away from things. So language that was like referring to one room refresh, that's gone. Like those things don't make sense for what I really want to do and what needs to be there for me to be profitable. But I also throughout the year tweaked some of the language to be more appealing to what would be like my ideal client. And I think some of that was just even before some of your conversations that we had later in the year. It was focusing more in on like historic homes and what I'm trying to do. My homepage got a lot more robust about that. So it's better to like guide that process. Recently, you saw that I also like got my investment guide fine-tuned finally.
I
And
need to work on that.
all of my investment guide now, from the, content wise, maybe design wise, I'll still make some tweaks because we're designers and we can never leave stuff alone. But I'm really focused in now on only like 2 types of service. And I think it's just going to be so much easier for me in the long term, at least.
What, designer on call or full service?
Well, it's designer on call is like private menu now. Like I don't mention it anywhere. So that I feel like is probably the best case scenario.
Yeah.
I feel really good about having that be something that is only available if I really, really want to offer it. And I also removed anything that references design only as an offering.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have any design only offerings anymore. That was a big change for me.
Yeah, I don't either.
Still feels good to get rid of that. Like I could offer it to someone if I feel like it. And I feel good that I don't have it publicly listed anymore. So that from that one, like tightening my brand voice and my positioning for my services, I did get that done. Took me a little longer. Like the investment guide that's like an end of year finishing, but it gave me some time this year to be really thoughtful about what I'm focusing on. So it's mainly full service, like remodeling construction that includes minimum spends, or furnishing and decorating that includes minimum spends, and that's also full service. Or the last thing that I offer is more like that private menu, like plan. I'm calling it plan development right now. I'm not TBD on how this works, but I just have a lot of full service remodeling clients who don't really have a defined scope, or we don't even know what's structurally possible very early, but I know there's going to be more work. And so in the past, I would kind of propose to someone like, hey, yes, you are going to be better suited for full service remodeling or construction, but I don't know enough. And I would just like off menu set like a 10-hour retainer to help them get their plans developed and start working with their architect. I've really enjoyed that process. And so I'm kind of like more firmly putting that at the forefront of like, I need a minimum of this much time to get started on developing a scope, because I can't even give you a proposal if I don't know, like, are we getting another laundry room in your upstairs, or are we converting the half bath to a full bath? Like those types of things I don't know really early.
How is it different than designer on call?
I would say fundamentally not different, but the goal is different in that I'm really focusing on like redlining, collaborating with their architect.
It's really so just like how you're selling it.
Yeah,
it's still
it's
a
not
10-hour package. It still costs the same.
I'm still like available to you, but we're not working on a big project. But I think for me, this is also a way to like, okay, get this started. A lot of my projects involve construction, but I want to be, I as I'm moving to like doing more flat rate design fee. This part, I can't flat rate. Like, I can't flat rate plan development. I don't know enough data yet on that. I've never...
Yeah, no, I know why you're doing it. I'm just wondering from like a back end standpoint if it's all one service and there's like
plan development is another layer.
Yeah, so that you're only like sending out one link, like you have one document that goes out and that's like one version that they can choose to use it for.
Yeah, there's a thought
that's
to
just
that.
something to think about.
Yeah. But that's like the last thing I'm offering.
Yeah. But it could still have some support materials. Maybe they're different. Maybe they are different. Like, let's just say you had a brochure, quote unquote, and maybe they are different brochures, but they link to the same place, the same Dipsado contract.
Yeah.
And maybe the name is more generalized, so it's not designer on call or plan review. I don't know. Just so you don't have like different versions of like the back end of it.
Yeah, like the execution, the flows and stuff in Dipsado, like that should all kind of be the same. But yeah, honestly, and then probably the last thing that's like aligned with this goal that I had of brand voice and service positioning was in my investment guide, I created that kind of like a fit check page where it's posed more as like questions, like what kind of projects do you work on? And I've really rebuilt that language around we're not really doing quick fixes or piecemeal updates. Like, we're in the business of like completing full rooms, and that was there. And then it's also talks about... Shout out Lauren Karen from Studio Laylock. But also that we, like, for me, I'm expressing to them like what makes a project a good fit is you're committed to seeing this through.
You're rich.
Yeah. Well,
just kidding.
You don't, and then like calling out that you're not gonna get the thing that will bring you joy and happiness through unless we're doing this thing. So it's like we're not playing house. We're not just shopping. We're not window shopping. And I think that has helped with it. I think what also helped with it is defining more of like, I want curious clients who are cool under pressure and, that they're going to be able to focus on like the realities of what we're doing and not rushing through it. And I feel confident that matches where I want to be and what I want to do. So that one I crossed off my list. Even if I didn't get to everything, I have tightened everything, and it is better than it was in the beginning here. Yeah. What about you?
I'll talk about it more maybe in my next one. So my goal number 2 is to photograph 3 projects this year. I did photograph 2. I wonder what the third one was. Oh, I was manifesting a third project that can be finished and shot in 2025.
Okay,
so
but
cute.
Those 2 that you shot were like practically whole home. Like, you touched like Texas. You touched everything.
That was the whole home. Yeah.
And then your riverfront, it was everything but
a lot of rooms.
Kitchens and bathrooms. Like, you did a little bit in some of the bathrooms, but like for the most part you updated throughout the whole house. So those are really big.
Yes. And they were very much like, I want to do more of these.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like there were any concessions really that I made with those projects. Like they were really great partnerships. Yeah, no. So I just got I shot the riverfront in April or May. I love that project. I love those clients. And I shopped it around. I don't know if I've said this on this pod. I shopped it around for PR. So I sent it to a freelance PR agency that you're kind of like, you pay them with, they place you.
Yeah.
And she told me from the beginning it was going to be a tough sell without hard rooms. I think she calls them like kitchens and baths.
Yeah.
And which I knew, like I tried to like sneak in little corners of the kitchen and the bath, but they were touched, but definitely not remodeled, which they need heroes. So that did not fly. And the client preferred to just stay anonymous, which is another piece that they do like to know who the clients are. And this one had a little bit of a known entity to them. So totally respected and knew that with the client from the beginning. So so that did not get anywhere from a publication standpoint, but I decided that's fine. I'm really happy with it. I love the way it changed my website. And I feel like it's definitely helped my leads.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get into more of this, but I've made a lot of changes to my language too in this past year on my website. Still more needs to happen for sure. But I have the last lead. So my leads have definitely slowed this year in general, I think, due to economy, but way more are coming from Google, which I don't know that I had ever in the past really had a Google search lead. And almost
mine
all
have
of them
been a
are
lot
now.
of Google this year. Yeah, less Instagram.
So that is encouraging. I've had a few of them say words back to me that were like my keywords of like people looking for like bold interiors and with a rebellious spirit or whatever. So that is exciting. And I think having the photography that feels like me and the work that I want to do is a huge, huge part of it. And we all struggle with it, especially like as we're starting. And if we're not getting enough projects across the finish line, you and I have both dealt with that for years. It's hard. And if it's not worth the expense of a photo shoot, if you don't love it and it's not complete and there's aspects of it that you're not proud of or the client wasn't able to work on, then you may choose not to shoot it. And then you just feel like you're going through years of like not having anything to show for like this terrible job we have sometimes.
I know. Well, that's where I am this year.
I've been like that my whole career, I feel like, until this year's I've had shoots that I love that are still on my site, but they're smaller rooms or like one room or so these two were furniture, which I now know is like a huge aspect of what I want to do a lot more of. So keep going, you guys. Like, I'm not saying here I'm like on the top of the mountain by any means, and I too look at other designers. I'm like, holy shit, they have another photo shoot. Like, how they have so many?
I know.
But it just builds on itself. Like, I know getting one great project shot means I'm going to get a lead for another great project. They're going to attract more.
Yeah.
And you just kind of got to keep going, like keep building. If you only have one bathroom that you've finished and you love, shoot it. Like that's worth getting the photos taken. So that feels good. I just got my Texas shots back and have not done anything with them.
Hey, hotties. If you love the show and wish we'd name names, or you want to hear even spicier design rants, then you're going to want to join our loyal hotties on Patreon.
For just $20 a month, you'll get access to exclusive episodes, including our process party episodes where we can share screens, do business deep dives, and join us in our monthly live hottie hangouts. There we talk shop, share wins, and sometimes overshare.
Yeah, you'll also get 20% off of all of our business tools and templates in our shop and access to our private Facebook community. That's where we really get to share some juicy extras that we don't post anywhere else.
And just so you know, the Hot Young Designers Club is made possible by listeners like you. So thank you for being part of this community.
Come hang out with us. Become a loyal hottie today at patreon.com/HYDC. Okay. I mean, you're close to where my goal was because one of my goals was to photograph more work and keep my portfolio fresh. And I did not take any photo shoots this year. I do, however, I have that colonial project that I legit dropped that. Like the year got crazy. I got overwhelmed. Then my photographer was like 4 months out at a time when I wanted to do it. And then not her fault. congratulations to Charlotte. She had a beautiful wedding. She had a lot going on this year. That was not on her. But I'm working on coordinating a shoot for, I also did a couple small, like one room, like bathroom projects that are nearby. And I talked with my photographer. I think I'm going to be able to get her scheduled for like a full day in Long Beach at those 3 different things, because I've got a kitchen and a primary bath at one, and then 2 bathrooms at another. And I think I can get these shot to get me some content. And I don't need them all to be like, they don't have to be their own portfolio page, but I do need some fresh imagery, and I can sprinkle those through my website, my marketing materials, and my Instagram. So my goal is to get those started because I already did the work for those projects. They're already complete. It's just the inconvenience of going back in after the clients have had them for a while. So there's going to be more work on scheduling, coordinating, like all of that. But I need it. And I think that will help like jumpstart where I need to begin in the new year. So those are still on my deck, and I'm still going to continue to like keep working on getting more work out there, even if it doesn't make it to like a final portfolio project. The more content I can get, the better. So yeah, I did not get, my portfolio has been updated like design wise, and I got case studies and all that stuff is in there, and it's very consistent, but getting new projects on there is going to take some time.
Yeah, but definitely shoot them, even if they're just 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen, because new potential clients, they're not necessarily dissecting it the way we are. Like, oh, wait, this is only 1 kitchen. Like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of different ways to present that, and they just want to see the style of your work. So even if it's a whole house home remodel, they may not totally track that project was only a kitchen. Like, they know that you can make a beautiful kitchen,
right?
Which is part of their project. So I think most clients who look at a website of a accomplished designer who's been around for a while are going to assume you can do all of it anyway.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, get it scheduled. You need to schedule that before the end of the year.
I can do that.
And you just need to, it's going to be really annoying.
Oh.
Like 5 people's schedules to coordinate, but my worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's 2 clients, a photographer, me.
I wonder if we could do a doodle.
Probably a housekeeper in there as well to get them to clean things up.
The last one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, photo
I'm gonna
shoots
get there.
are
I'm gonna
hard.
get there.
Yeah, maybe can you send out a doodle or something like anonymously to the clients of like, here are some available dates.
Yeah.
And then you're not going back and forth as much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they want to support you. That's the thing that I've found, that a lot of my great clients, they want to support me and help me.
Yeah. They want, like, whenever I've said to a client, like, I really want to get photographs of your project, they're all like, oh, yeah. Like,
a lot of them are excited about it.
Like,
yeah. Oh, I didn't say, so my Texas project, when I was there, I did a reel just kind of recapping the time with me and Whitney there. And a couple of days later, I had an editor of a magazine who follows me reach out directly. Oh, yeah. And so she's pitching it for a print issue in like the spring or summer. So that's still moving along, and
congratulations.
I mean, it's not.
Just having someone reach out is worthy of congratulations.
It is, because that will be a lot less of me having to be in my own way. So yes, she wanted a photo of the clients and to make sure that they were cool with it, which they're like really excited about it. So yeah, we'll see. I should know in the next few weeks, hopefully. But they also said I can still share it.
Oh.
On my own stuff. So
okay. Do you feel like you're going to stay with that direction for the time being, or what are you doing with that stuff for now? Like keeping it under wraps so you know for sure what they're going to do?
Or I'm not keeping it under wraps because of that.
Okay.
I'm just need to deal with it.
Okay.
I need a little bit of a strategy that I don't quite have.
Okay.
I need a few edits too, and my sister-in-law's been out of town, so
yeah.
I know. I'm still weird about photos. I didn't even open the link she sent for like a week
because you just don't have any. Well, you've been very busy and you can't. What are you going to do with it?
That's not the right excuse, though. I don't know. I don't like. We've talked about this a million times, but like if I was an actor on TV, I definitely wouldn't watch the episode.
Oh, wait, of what?
Like it's of me. If I was like an actor and I got a TV show, I wouldn't watch the episode. It's that. Like seeing my work is embarrassing. I don't know.
Okay, well but that's like
I know that's like go talk to your therapist.
But I mean, I'm here to listen to it. But I agree with you.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah, I agree with you that I do think the problem is like we were raised in a way where like you just have to keep going, and nothing is enough sometimes, and you just do. Okay,
and
great.
I'm highly critical, and then I don't want to like do that to myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
I
did not get the third project. Well, I did manifest a really great third project that I am working on right now. I mean, I have other projects, but I have a couple decent ones that I'm excited about, and one really awesome one will hopefully get shot in Q1. Well, hopefully it's done being built, but everything's on order for furniture and it's still being built. So
I think you're close on that. I feel like that's almost like a guarantee, but we can never say that 100% confident, I'm sure. But
no, it's good. I'm not worried about them at all.
Okay.
It's just getting it done. So, yeah.
You had your next one, which was around professional development.
Yeah, so I wanted to prioritize professional development. I attended the Haven workshop in May, so I knew that I was doing that when we talked, and that was amazing. God, it seems like so much longer ago.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I definitely hadn't really done a lot of financial investment in this kind of thing before, and it's not inexpensive for sure. And I was lucky enough to be able to just drive an hour to go. But I met like a great, amazing group of people, so inspired by the speakers. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful location and environment. But yeah, so Renee from Tandem, who has been on our show, she really helped me, and we talked about it on that episode, but she was the one who really gave me like some nuggets of info to help me feel better positioned and confident in what I was ruminating on. So during, I guess, this wasn't one of my goals, but it should have been, was to refresh my website. So I did that after Haven and spent, I guess it took until September for me to fully execute it. It's still not 100%. Like, yeah, let's be real. I'm doing it myself. Someday, maybe I'll pay a professional to actually do it. But I feel way better about it. The SEO of it all, like I did some improvements on that. Maybe the 2024? I don't know. Maybe it was early 2025.
Yeah.
And I feel like those seeds were finally starting to work.
I think that's part of your Google stuff, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And having like a better place for them to land and explore once they're there to try to capture like a more luxury market.
I just thought of something. We were optimizing our SEO and stuff back in 2024. So it kind of makes sense that this year, 2025, you got to see the fruit of that labor because, yeah, we were both doing SEO optimization back in 2024. We had Google listings before, but like you had to get some stuff linked on yours. I had some optimization done.
Yeah, I didn't realize that my Google My Business page was down because I used the same address for happy hour, and it basically like cannibalized it. So that was a huge one,
Yeah.
fixing that. So if you don't have that set up, that was like way more impactful than I thought. Also having reviews, which I still don't have a ton, but I have enough for Google to acknowledge me as a real person, a real business.
Yeah.
And then we did some cleanup with like the header tags on the website, like all that stuff that isn't hard to do. Like you can do it yourself. You just kind of need a plan and to know what's wrong.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking about that as we're talking all of this. That dawned on me is we were both doing that last year. And so for anyone who's thinking like, oh, when will you see results? Turns out you need a long period of time, at least 6 months or more. It's like every marketing person ever tells us. Like,
yeah, because Google has to go through and like crawl your site. And I don't know how often it does that.
Yeah.
But I also did a lot with keywords, words that I want to use, not like keyword, there's not like just random keywords everywhere. I actually took some out that he recommended because I just didn't like the way it looked. But
yeah. It gets kind of full of
interior design firm in Sacramento.
Southern California, professional interior design, luxury design firm in we don't want to. It sounds like we don't need
English as a second language, like because it's all like computer speak.
Yeah,
but I did fill out or fluff up my portfolio more with words, which all of that helps. So yeah, don't look at my site as like a goal, but listen to what I say and get somebody to help you and just make it better and getting an outside perspective. So in general, with the professional development, having a fresh set of eyes is always going to help. Even if you used to be a marketer, even if you used to be in graphic design, like even if you used to work in banking, like we're not doing that anymore every day. Our eyes are on so many balls. Like you will always get improvement by just somebody giving you a fresh set of eyes.
Agreed.
So if you can, for 2026, I would definitely figure something out that you're going to invest in your business with, whether it's a workshop like Haven or going to High Point if you've never been.
Yes. This was our first time at High Point where we really made sure to set aside more time for panels and networking. And I don't regret that at all. And then this was my first year going to a retreat, not even because it was a goal, but this is the first year I went to one, and I went to the Design Biz Survival Guide, Design Biz retreat that Rick Campos puts on in October. That was great.
Does he just do one a year?
Yes.
Yeah. So he'll do another one next year too.
In the fall. Yeah. And I just feel like I did leave, like I am like a overthinker and a will this give me value type of person. And like I'm always a skeptic, always. Like I have been so long. So yes, it was like one of those things where I want to make sure to tell people like challenge your thought processes, be around people who think differently, like don't get stuck in your loop and think, oh, I figured it out, or they won't have this that I need. I don't feel like you can go to a retreat with a prescription that feels very rigid, where you're like, this is what I need to get when I'm done.
These aren't my people. Like you don't know who's there. And like broaden your horizons. Like people that aren't your people are definitely people you can learn from. And
people who don't design like you can still run their business like you might want to. Like
people you're not going to hang out with every day. It doesn't mean that they're not smarter than you.
And I've seen people do that to themselves, where they're like, I don't see anyone at those things that's doing what I want to do. And it's like, okay, but are you looking for design influence, like from people aesthetically? Then that's not a retreat usually. But if you're looking to improve your business or work on like mindset or expand, like it's just those impromptu conversations that happen that lead to so much. And so if you're not putting yourself in those places, you're not going to learn anything different. So I'm glad I did it. And I think other hotties should consider finding ways to do this that are achievable, because retreats can be very expensive, whether you're traveling to them or doing that I think High Point's a great way. I think at Market doing events is a great way. Getting involved with like local design chapters like IDS if you have one in your area. Like I think there's a way to still get some of those results without having to spend, $5,000 or something.
Right. Or book a solo retreat where you just carve out a few days for you to just implement things that you feel like you've been talking about for too long, and there's never just going to be a magical day where you have the time to do it. So if it's been like, I need to update my investment guide, I really need to just sit down and write portfolio updates, like whatever it is, just book. I think you need at least 3 days, depending on how far you're traveling. But I tend to not travel far so I can just have more time.
Yeah.
The location. And 3 nights to me is like the sweet spot, because then you can also relax a little bit. But do whatever you can and develop yourself.
And don't come in too hard on something, because it's just...
You just don't know.
You don't know, and there's so much to do. So go, like, I feel like coming in with an open mind was really helpful. And okay. I think both of ours were a little bit similar but different. My goal for this year when I started the year was to refine the automation and the steps in my client processes. And there's been a couple more automations that have helped me throughout the course of the year that, I hadn't even like gone further into, about workflows and kickoffs. And I still don't have everything great, but the processes that I use in Dubsado are like much faster for me to put together a proposal now. So my process is in there, and what I need to generate a proposal, so the time I spend on that has been reduced a lot. Like I built in more components and pre-built templates of things that I can add, and
I have parts.
Yeah, like components that I can either like remove, add, or like keep them in or remove them for as I'm writing. So that way I have all of I'm rarely writing something that I haven't written before in a proposal. So that has gotten that to be faster. So I'm spending less time writing them. I have done more connections with Zapier to get client data into my onboarding components. So like now, through like the powers of Zapier, every time I get an inquiry, all that client information is collected, and then that goes into Dubsado. And then the next part is I set up a trigger in Zapier when someone signs a contract with me. One of the things that smoothed up some of this was now Zapier sends the client's data to Harvest automatically and creates them in Harvest for me. So that way I can begin documenting my time immediately once
from
they
Dubsado?
Yeah. So it's like when they sign a contract in Dubsado, create a client and a project in Harvest. So where I'm tracking my time. So that one was like freaking no duh. I think that actually came up on one of our Hottie Hangouts this year, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong.
Zapier in a while. There's probably a lot more Dubsado integrations in there. Even a year ago.
And I do feel like that speeds things up. And then another one that I did was I started doing, I think another hottie mentioned this, creating a contact card for clients when they come in. And I have not set this up. This is when I still need to figure out how they're doing it, where it creates a contact card and emails it to you or sends it somewhere so you can have it in your phone, which
I remember somebody
I would
saying
like to know when someone is calling. Like once they sign a contract, they should be in my phone. Like I should know who they are.
Like, who's this?
Yeah. Like I don't want to go, hi, this is Shaun.
Well,
when it's like, hi, Shaun, I'm your new client who just signed with you. Like
I just gave you thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I agree. And I also just don't always have their freaking address.
Oh, I know.
So I'm like driving to their house. I'm like, I know where they live, but I don't know how to get there.
Like, how do I do everything? Yeah.
How do I tell my car to take me there? Yeah, that's a good idea. That wasn't a Hottie Hangout. We need to figure out how to do that and
but there's
circle back in the new year.
Yeah, there's more of that I'm continuing to work on to make more workflows and communication tight. I've got like after they sign, I've got those templated emails of like, great, we're so excited. Here's schedule your kickoff meeting. It's all a canned email. Like, let's get stuff going. I personalize that email, but it starts from a canned template.
Yeah.
So I know there's still more I need to do on this, but I have reduced the friction of steps and processes and things that I have to do behind the scenes to get someone all the way into like that initial onboarding. After that, I would say it's not very clearly automated and it's all very me doing things. And that's a whole other system, that I've got to keep building and working on.
That's the thing they call work.
Yeah, I would really love to have more of the like ending stuff better. Like I recognize that in the middle, it's very design forward and me project managing it. So there's less automation necessarily, but I do feel like I could still template out more of those, here's what's going to be happening at the end type of stuff if I'm going to onboard them really well and manage it well, then I should also have like a nicer, more succinct ending process, because I know that those lag forever. But stay tuned on whether that gets better next year.
I know. Yeah, same. I need to do all of that. So my last one was similar, to build an infrastructure to support bigger goals.
You're doing that now.
I am. I did hire somebody, if I haven't said that here. She's part-time. We had a couple of weeks of transition of her like getting her schedule up and going, but we're starting to have a more consistent time together and training the last couple weeks. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. Every time I'm with her, I'm like, how is all of this in my head? Like, no wonder it hurts. So just like working on documenting processes is like a huge thing that her and I need to work on. So, because I want to be able to hand chunks to her of ownership instead of like the one-to-one tasking that someone's just like waiting for their next task. Like, I can't. That's not going to be great for either of us. So that's the goal. And yeah, working on kind of creating systems, but also simplifying systems, looking at all of the software that we do use and kind of audit it and just to make sure there's not a simpler way to do it. So yeah, my last thing was like stop blocking growth by assuming you can't handle more, but you just haven't built the capacity yet. So
it's not, you actually do have it if you build around it, but
also
you yourself can't.
Right. And we were talking in one of our Marco Polos about this, about you can't like, not that I'm going to, but like hire a PR agency or start doing all this like heavy push for bigger projects and like moving to the next level if you have no way of doing the work.
If you get your next big Texas type of project like you had this year and it's, I don't know, Savannah, Georgia, like there's not a lot there to support you in getting that done.
Right. So building out, I have done it. I just need to feel good about it, about just my team of people helping me with drawings and what that kind of process and system looks like. I could probably use design assistant help. My hire is more operations focused, although she's doing a little bit of like design assistant stuff.
Yeah.
But I do think I need somebody that's more focused on design as well. I don't know, but then it's like, but I need more projects. But then I'm scared to get the projects. So
it is a chicken before the egg situation where I think at some point you just see the work. Like if you're like we're talking about this, it's like when you get that other big project, that's the time to like add to that. And I don't know, I hear we talk with a lot of designers and a lot of them say, yeah, I took a lot of money I got for that contract and brought someone in to help me with it. Like,
yeah, it's like an investment.
You mentally prepare, okay, I'm going to have lower profitability on that specific project because I'm going to be hiring in help into my team to help me handle that project, knowing that when another one comes in behind that, I now have the people where I need them to help me with that project and get work done.
And in theory, free me up to actually start marketing.
Generating. Because that's where you're at is like, every time we network, every time we show our face online, every time we put a new project up, every time we share stuff, who are they going to go to if you start getting the interest? Well, there's barely enough Rebecca to go around. There's barely enough Shaun to go around.
I'm like super overwhelmed, I am not in a mental state to ask for more work. Like, it's just so hard for me to do it if I'm personally overwhelmed. And like, I don't want anyone to ask me for anything. So it's not a good way to run a business. So
yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to feeling a little less afraid. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to that for you as well.
Yeah, we'll see. But we'll set goals in our next episode.
Yeah, that's what. So this is normally how it goes, hotties. We come to the end of the year, reflect on where we were at the beginning, what we were trying to do, how we did. And then in the new year, you'll hear more from us about what our goal setting has been. And you have some retreat time coming up. I have some in January. You and I are going to narrow our thoughts a little bit more. Oh, we should probably mention to everybody, we're taking a break in January.
Is this our last episode?
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh.
This is it. This is going to be the final episode for the year. So then our hotties have their holidays ahead of them and the new year. And we do want to wish you all a beautiful and safe holiday season with, however you celebrate with friends and family. And we won't be back with you until February. So we're both taking some much needed time for ourselves and our families and our businesses. And
possibly going to make some tweaks around here as well. So
we've got some new stuff coming up. So stay with us because we've got some new ideas that we've been planning for episodes.
A minute. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. For some reason thought we had one more episode. So yes, we are taking the break in January. You guys, we've never taken a break unless somebody quit.
Okay, was that 2022?
But we're on a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we were on a break. Yeah.
That wasn't like we've never done seasons. We've never done, I don't know. We just kept it moving. We just kept going.
We just keep out there, and the pace is hard to keep up with sometimes. But also we were like, well, why can't we just take like literally it's our own business. Why can't we take time off?
Well, you started like being like stressed out about like getting ahead for the holidays. I'm like, well, if we can do whatever we want. Like, I mean, hotties, we love you, but like you're going to be just fine in January. Like you're going to be busy planning your own goals. So
yeah, I'm excited. It's like when you like play hooky from work, even though you like planned it, it's just like, it feels so much fun to just
be naughty.
Yeah, and to know that like I'm not doing this and I don't have to.
But also like, hello, we have our own businesses, like reminders to all of us, like
and family.
You can do what you want. Like make adjustments, but do what you want.
I'm taking vacation time in January. Like that's gonna be wonderful. I haven't really taken long vacation this year. So now that I don't have any other obligations or lawyers and all that stuff to deal with, now I get to have my break. So
yes,
just hotties, remember to take some time for yourselves. And when you don't see our new episodes popping up in January, that's your sign to go do something for yourself and invest in yourself.
Just come back. You have to come back. Don't delete us or anything.
I don't think we've ever had that happen, but yeah, we're excited to be back with you with our new ideas in 2026. So thank you all for being here with us.
Thank you guys so much. Like we've learned a lot from you as well. And we'll still be having our hottie hangouts though.
Yes, we'll see you all over on our Patreon.
If you're on Patreon, you can join us there and we would love to see you.
Absolutely. Okay, well, until next time.
Stay hot, designers, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.